Hey everybody, this is Ask Joshy. I'm here with Dignitas Scarra. How you doing, man?
Doing really well. We just won the Curse Invitational, so I'm very happy.
Tell us more about the Curse Invitational. What is that?
It's a tournament that Curse put together in like 10 days. It was crazy. They invited, they had like this invitational, 16-team invitational where the final team, it's a $5,000 invitational. Whoever wins gets $5,000, and they fly you out to San Francisco to play against Team Curse for $20,000 in their own private studio. It was, the invitational itself is very intense. I think the final round we lost the first game and then won the next two to beat CLG. And we just finished the Curse Invitational here against Curse, and we beat them 2-0. And the first game might not be that great because we ended up like winning by pretty large margin. The second game was, I think, the longest competitive game recorded, 62 minutes. It's insane.
Jeez.
It was back and forth. We had all of our turrets down, Nexus turrets down. Like, it was insane. We pulled out a win like by the skin of our teeth. It was definitely a crazy game.
So your adrenaline was pretty high.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was insane.
That's great, dude. So you got $5,000 for winning the invitational portion of it against CLG, and they got another $20,000 by beating Curse today. Yeah,
so each of us are like rolling, and we got $5,000 each, and we're all very, very happy.
Okay, so Dignitas is already qualified for IPL 4 in Las Vegas by winning IPL 3. We're here today. You're actually at the IGN office right now. This is the safe room for all those people at home. We've got a nice. Basically, it's set up for, what is it? What's the game called? Oh my god, Left 4 Dead. Yeah, so this is our Left 4 Dead room at IGN, so there's like scribblings all over the wall and the nice safe house door and stuff like that. But he's at IGN today, so we can do some interviews and stuff like that, and maybe Dignitas guys want to guest commentary on IPL 4 online qualifiers, but you're set to go to Las Vegas. How does that feel?
We're psyched. Like, when we found out it was a toss-up between Las Vegas and some other areas, we were just like, please let it be Las Vegas. And if we found out it was Las Vegas, we're like, yes! We're all very happy to go down there. I've been down there twice already. And the last time I went down there, I actually lost a lot of money. But,
wow. Surprising.
But I'll be down there again. Hopefully I can make it all back. And this time not through like gambling, but through like playing well.
Yeah. So Las Vegas, are all the guys on your team 21 or older? Can you get the full experience out of Las Vegas?
We actually have a lot of people who are young. Like, I think we have 3 people who are below 19 or 19 or below, and then me and Locust are like the old people in there, like
Gotcha.
Both like 21 and stuff.
Well, at least they'll be able to come play League of Legends. IPL 3 had an age limit. This one,
and so like we had to find a ringer for Voy, and we luckily still pulled it through because Losi was a really good ringer. But this time we'll have our full lineup, so we're very, very happy.
Excellent. All right, and so between now and IPL 4, you've got another tournament in Germany. That's IEM Hanover World. Is it the World Finals, World Championship, whatever they call it?
Yeah, it says IEM World Championships. It's going to be probably the biggest tournament that League of Legends has seen since Season 1.
Why is that?
We have teams from all over, every country. It's pretty much every top team. Well, like a lot of the top teams from US, Europe, and China will be there. The only team that we're kind of missing are like a few European teams and
Korean teams?
Korean teams. We're missing like MIG, like those kind of teams. But we have probably the most stacked group stage I've ever seen. Like, both groups are very, very powerful. Every game in the group stage should be fantastic, and the overall tournament should be crazy because it's for 100,000. So we're very happy to go. It's in Germany, so obviously the experience is going to be insane for us. We're very excited. What is
it like traveling to all these tournaments and stuff like that for the people watching at home who don't really get the same experience of being able to go to other countries and stuff like that? What's it like to travel with your team and be able to compete at other venues like that?
Traveling, like, I'm lucked out because like I ended up traveling like quite a bit overseas to China before doing events and stuff, so I was able to understand like how like jet lag affects me and just like traveling works in general, what to bring and what to pack. But it still like throws me off sometimes because like I went to Kiev and I didn't pack the right stuff, and it was cold. It was so cold. Like, it was like feet full of snow on the floor, and I didn't bring like the right stuff, so I froze so bad.
God.
Like, it was insane. But like, I'm happy I have these experiences because traveling really does bring out very, very good experiences, and I'm very thankful for Dignitas for being able to send us everywhere. And it's been probably some of the best times I've ever had. in traveling to all these places.
Yeah, and you get to go. It's not just you. I mean, StarCraft 2, sometimes teams can only afford to send their one player to an event overseas, but you actually get to travel with some of your best friends, basically.
Right. Like, we end up traveling with our whole team. That's, like, it's always very... It's just a lot of fun. I don't know. Like, there are some places which are much better than others. Like, I think Korea was just one of the greatest places to ever visit as a foreigner. Whereas Kiev, I didn't have a good experience in Kiev because I thought I was going to get my organs harvested there.
Oh, God.
But still, both of them were experiences. I'm happy that I went to them. And, yeah, I'm very, very happy to be able to travel.
That's awesome. Well, traveling to all these other countries, are you kind of glad that there's some stuff on U.S. soil that you get to go to, like IPL 4 and this Curse Invitational and stuff like that?
Yeah, like, I'm happy to go to both U.S. and international events. Like, it is tiring to go fly over the world. And even flying from, like, Texas to San Francisco, I had to be careful with, like, when I slept and stuff. And it's just, like, a 1 hour time difference. But, like it depends how much time you get to sleep on the plane. Like, some of my teammates didn't end up sleeping at all on the plane, and they ended up waking up and only having 3 hours of sleep before they played the game. And obviously, that's not optimal. So we try to work around people having, like, really shitty sleep during the middle of the flight, and that happens more often if you go overseas.
Yeah.
So especially for Korea, like, we had a day to adjust. If we didn't have that day, we'd be so screwed. Like, people got, like, literally 1 hour of sleep on the way to Korea. That was insane.
Yikes. Well, Dignitas obviously still doing very well since your IPL 3 performance. You've now come and won the Curse Invitational. So, how do you rate yourself among at least North American teams right now?
I mean, I definitely think we're like a top 2, top 3 team.
Okay.
I don't want to go ahead and straight out say we're the best team.
Yeah, no one ever wants to say.
Right, like, absolutes are pretty silly, and usually if you do say stuff like that, like, you'll lose the next event because like stuff like hubris and, like, arrogance really makes it hard to stay on top. Like, it's definitely, the game evolves so fast that like it's very, very hard to stay on top at all times. Like, for instance, I'd say, like, arguably we were the best team in IPL. But, like, not even a month later, like, we weren't the best team anymore.
Right.
And it just so happens that, like, currently Dignitas looks really strong. So definitely, like, a top 2, top 3. But to say, like, number 1, that's a little bit risky. And so I'm happy saying we're a top 2, top 3 team.
That's good. That's good. Always nice to be in the top 3. That's guaranteed podium, right?
Yeah,
like, make some money.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I had a good question for you. Just speaking of North American teams, so our IPL 4 qualifiers right now, we've got a slew of North American teams and European teams. And the North American team that's been turning so many heads in the last couple of weeks is actually Mono Esports. Have you been watching any of those games? They beat Millennium, they beat Absolute Legends, and today they even beat Moscow 5.
I watched a little bit of the AL games, but I understand the ping difference is kind of big, and in certain games they do affect a lot of turning points of the game. But I also think that, like, Mono's done a really good job in just picking well. And it's not so much that, like, their play is very solid, but they've done pretty well at picking. And picking is very important. Like, picking is, like, more than half the game. And if you pick incorrectly in certain matchups, like, for instance, I think today I saw Paradoxical play against Alex Ick in mid, and he picked Cassiopeia against Rise. And I was like, that matchup is awful. I tried it against Reggie. Like, the cast was at like 37 CS, or the cast was at 60 something CS, and Rise was at 37 after Rise got first blood on cast, which should never happen.
Right.
And it was just like that. Like, that's a really bad matchup. So they picked very well, and I was very impressed. I don't think the European teams band well against Mono, but I still think Mono is a very, very strong team. And they're definitely like a top 8 team right now, and maybe even higher. But I have yet to see them play in more tournaments, so I don't really like judge too quickly. Like, everyone's just like, they're the best team in the world, and like, I don't want to be too quick on those kind of assumptions. Well,
they're definitely on a roll right now. They also took out Team Solo Mid in our Killing Spree weekly series.
I did see some of those games, and they were pretty interesting.
Yeah, TSM had some words for each other after the series, but they always do. So. All right. Well, is there anything else you're looking forward to besides Hanover, IPL 4? Are there any other, like, major events Dignitas is prepping for? I'm not actually sure.
I can't actually say the next one.
Don't say it then. I don't want you to get in trouble.
We're still prepping for a lot of online tournaments because there's just, like, in the next 5 weeks or 6 weeks or so, we fly out like every other week.
Jeez.
And then we also have online tournaments every week. So we're just like
fully booked.
Yeah, we're fully booked. Like we have people asking us if we can join their invitational, and we're just like, we can't do this. We can't. Like we actually have to reject some tournaments because we don't have the time slot available to be able to play in them, and that's insane. Like
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, like that's definitely like a first world problem right there, and. Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting to be at the point where we have to reject money, tournaments with money because there's just too many other kind of tournaments running right now.
Yeah. Well, that's a good problem for Dignitas to have, and I think it's a good problem for League of Legends to have so many tournaments running that that players will actually have to pick and choose. I mean. Maybe it's not good for the tournament organizers, but the fact that the scene is so thriving right now is actually great.
Like today, there are 4 different tournaments, and I was just like, oh my god! Like if I was a person who was a stream watcher, like I would need 4 monitors to keep up with all the action. It's insane.
All right, well, thank you very much for letting me interview you here at IGN Studios, IGN Pro League Studios here. And obviously, I wish you the best of luck in all your games coming up, Hanover and IPL4 included. Anything you want to say for, I don't know, sponsors or stream watchers or anyone watching this?
Definitely want to first of all thank my teammates, thank our fans. I don't even know if we have many fans left because I remember when we were playing the Curtis Invitational, we ended up winning, and then I checked the forums afterwards because I'm curious what people say.
Of course.
Say about us, and the forums are 50% CLG and 50% TSM, and I was confused because I was like, did one of these 2 teams win the tournament? I was just like, man, this sucks. It seems like our fans aren't that big, and I guess it's a lot of that is because we don't really have much drama about it, and but aside from that, I want to thank our fans, which I know they exist. They're just not as many.
Yeah, be more vocal, guys.
Yeah, our fans, definitely our sponsors, our major ones, Intel, Alienware. Razer. I'm glad I didn't have to check my hoodie for that.
I can just read them off.
And the rest of my sponsors, obviously, of course, and Team Dignitas. I mean, very happy they let us fly everywhere, and I'm hoping they're very satisfied with our performance so far.
All right, well, thank you very much, and best of luck.
All right, thank you.